Where is Six and Mono in Little Nightmares 3? Are they even there? Will they be in Little Nightmares 3? Well, from what we've learned so far with the website and the trailer and some of the gameplay aspects, I'm afraid not. Again, this is just my theory. After seeing the trailer, after learning through website, we learned that this story is going to be revolving around two new characters named Low and Alone, a pigtail girl and a raven mask boy. They help each other to survive in this place called the Nowhere, the Spiral, and Necropolis specifically. Now understand this, from what we've learned, this is the same universe of Little Nightmares. You will see Easter eggs, points, and elements referring back to Little Nightmares 1 and 2. If you look at some of its items and assets, we saw those in Little Nightmares 2, either in the Ship of the Maw or the Pale City with the Thin Man. Target Studios were the ones who started the story of Six and Mono. Regardless of whether if you take Little Nightmares 2 as a prequel to Little Nightmares 1, Mono's story starts and ends in Little Nightmares 2. Six's story starts and ends with both games, Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Six's whole plot with the lady in first game on the ship, the Maw, and Mono with the Thin Man, loop or not, they really start and end in their tiny stories. This third game, because it is now being held and made by a new studio, Supermassive Games, who worked on Until Dawn, the Dark Pictures Anthology, Hidden Agenda, The Quarry, to say the least, they're now giving their take in this universe. And we have many of the elements staying the same as in the gameplay with additional new features, puzzles, but mostly it's the same. We're gonna feel right at home. It's gonna feel like an expansion. It's gonna feel like a different story, but in the same universe, with the same feel, with the same taste. So they're keeping that, respecting that, whilst giving us a new story. Now, we can go as far as to pinpoint exactly where these plots, monsters, enemies, characters, places are coming from, and most specifically, they're coming from, again, a theory, the comics. If you look at the mirror, again we'll have a video on it later, but the mirror monster heavily teased from the comics, the wind from the comics, and there are so many bits and pieces that you can revert to from the comics. So, coming back to the topic at hand, will we get to see Six and Mono? Probably not. There might be a hint / reference / Easter egg to Six and Mono, but the way I think Supermassive will take this is that they'll give us a hint that Mono and Six's story is in the same universe. They exist in this universe. We can also go as far as to say that this game might take place after the events of Little Nightmares 1 and 2 because of the shift in the tone, in the environment, the locations, and the deserted... I mean, sure, Little Nightmares 2 was deserted as well, but if you take the blue pale city, and if you take the yellowish maw, combine it, this is the end result. And I don't think we're gonna see them, but we are going to get a reference, an Easter egg, and some sort of hint and a clue as to what's going on with them, or what happened to them, or just a nod that they exist in the same universe. It is time to move on to the new characters. It is time to see new stories, new chapters in the universe of Little Nightmares.